All right, everyone. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Good evening. Today is October 19th, 2022. I had to start over again. For some reason, my phone was acting a little funny. I apologize for that. So I'm starting over. Richard Lewis Brown. Today, October 19th, 2022. As I always tell you, I do things unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. So everything I do for you is live. We're going to finish off from last week, and we're going to talk about some things this week. Last week, I was doing some voting in front of you. And as I have often said, some people tell you they're going to be transparent, but very few actually do. I am your original Mr. Transparent for Local 1000. As a leader for Local 1000, I don't ask for something that I don't provide myself. So, as you can see, I am a voter, and I have my ballot in front of me, both ballots. And I have my envelope to return it back in. As you know, it says no postage necessary. Got my address. I signed it. Once I put my stuff in the envelope, I'll take it down to one of the drop boxes. And so voting is always important in this country. And as I have told you from day one, some people tell you they're transparent in Local 1000, but you don't know if they actually vote or not. I'm going to tell you how I vote. You will vote the way you choose. I will respect that. And hopefully you can respect how I vote. As I told you last week, I'm not voting for Gavin Newsom. I'm not voting for a person that does not find me as his equal. And when he denied Juneteenth as an additional paid state holiday, when he denied respecting African Americans, descendants of the enslaved African, after he already took our money, 2 days of pay for one fiscal year, it was scheduled for a second fiscal year. He didn't do that part. After he's closing jobs, closing CCC, and destroying lives in Lansing County, after all that, I can't vote for you, Gavin Newsom. If you choose to vote for him, then you're basically saying you're willing to lose your job under a signed contract because you are represented by Local 1000. What you're saying, if you're African American, is you don't have any dignity or respect for yourself. So if you choose to vote for someone who does not find you as being his equal, if that is what you must do, then you do that. If you think this person who has not even had the slightest motivation to give you essential worker premium pay, whether you work from home or not, and kept the fourth largest economy on earth going during the great pandemic, if you still feel like you have to vote for the same Gavin Newsom versus trying somebody different, then I have to respect that. And I have to respect that if he wins again with your vote, and then we come out with a childlike, condescending contract, don't look at him, look at yourself. Look at yourself. When you say, we need a substantial pay increase to take care of our families, and you're still voting to put the same person into office that took money from you not too long ago, if that is your mindset, then I have to respect that. I won't vote for him because I'm not stupid. I'm not calling you stupid if you vote for him. But you can't abuse me and use me and kick me around. And again, like I said at the very beginning, when he denied Juneteenth to be an additional paid state holiday, even though Juneteenth is a federal holiday, because he doesn't find black people as his equal, if he doesn't find black people as his equal, then who else does he not find as his equal? Is it all minorities? Is it just certain minorities? Is it just black people? We know he doesn't find the white people in Lansing County as his equal. I'm just saying. All right. So, I voted for Brian Dahle. I voted for Angela Jacobs, Lieutenant Governor. Rob Bernowski, Secretary of State. Malia M. Cohan, Controller. Treasurer, Fiona Maw. Attorney General Nathan Hochman. Insurance Commissioner Robert Howell. District 1, Jose Altamirano, U.S. Senator from the state of California, for the full term and for the partial term. Same person, Mark P. Mushner. Okay? Congressional District 7, U.S. Representative, District 7, Doris Matsui. State Senator for the state of California, District 8, I voted for Angelique Ashby. Member of the State Assembly, District 10, Eric Guerrero. Now, these nonpartisan officers for Chief Justice of California, I could not find anything about these people in my booklet. Now, maybe it's online. I don't know. So what I did, I voted no on all of this. I don't know any of these individuals. I voted no on all these associate justices. Moving on. Superintendent of Public Instruction. I voted for Lance Ray Christensen. I'll say it for you again. Superintendent of Public Instruction. I voted for Lance Ray Christensen. City of Sacramento. District 5. I voted for Tamika Haim. Tamika Haim, or Heem. That's who I voted for. Now, you can see right here, I'm not lying to you. I'm trying to speed things up here. I started at 6:01, came back on at 6:03. Now, all of these propositions, and I know Proposition 1, constitutional right to reproductive freedom and legislative constitutional amendment. Let me say this to you. A woman should have the right to choose with her body. That's my personal opinion. Other people feel differently. I respect that. Now, I'm voting no on all these propositions, period. Most of these propositions will lead to what? Increasing your taxes. I'm not for that. So I voted no on all these propositions. And that started with 1, and then it goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So on my ballot, 14 propositions, 14 statewide propositions for the state of California, I voted no. Some people will say, hey, these are great things to do. No, because we can't trust who's telling us the truth and who's telling us a lie. So if you don't know who's telling you the truth, don't do anything. Just vote no. Just vote no. Now, if you want to come on my video while I'm doing Facebook before I start my Zoom, put it in the chat so I know that you really want to come on and share the video with me. So put it in the chat if you really want to come on my Zoom right now while I'm talking. And I'm watching the comments. All right. So if you want to come on while I'm doing Facebook Live, just put it in the chat. Say, hey, I sent you a message, but I'm serious. I'm going to come on and talk to you in front of everyone. All right. So this is what I have done. Who else does that? What other politician will go through their entire ballot and show you what they're doing? No one else will do that. Well, why is that, Richard? Because no one else is like me. Everything I do, people follow behind and follow my footsteps. I told you, these are the people I'm voting for. You can vote for these same people or you don't have to. I'll respect your vote because we should respect everyone who votes in this great country. Because remember, voting has consequences. We want you to vote. Now, I said I wouldn't vote for Gavin Newsom. If you choose to vote for him and let him continue to take money from you and destroy your dignity, then that's your prerogative. I'm not voting for him. Everyone else on here that you want to vote for, that's fine. But I'm not voting for him. I'm not telling you you shouldn't vote for him. I'm telling you why I'm not voting for him. Period. And you know, if I was still in Local 1000 with my full powers and not under this little dummy suspension, you know we wouldn't be spending money on politics. Did you know Local 1000 has given this man $1 million last year to help him fight his recall through SIU State Council? And they've given him an additional $2 million. But you didn't know that part because they won't show you the financials because they don't want you to know anything. Remember, every Wednesday night, I would educate you. Every Wednesday night, I would educate you. Every Wednesday night. And when they did their dummy suspension of me, when I had already suspended the VPs of their duties, had they educated you on anything, they've only talked to you and told you what they want you to know, which is nothing. That's why it's called straight talk, because it's straight garbage. Remember, when I did shows on Wednesday night, it was called Local 1000 Listens to You. I'll let you talk at board meetings. They didn't want you talking at board meetings. They didn't even show you these board meetings now. They show you what they want to show you. They're not transparent. They're translucent because they got things to hide because they're protecting the status quo. That's who they are. That's who they are. Someone brought it to my attention. You know, right now we're all in survival mode. We haven't even gotten to the, quote, achieving mode until we can finally reach the maintaining mode. We're in survival mode. You know what survival mode is? Survival mode is status quo. And because of that survival mode, you live paycheck to paycheck. And you don't understand why when you pay dues to the union, when you're represented by a union. But you're living paycheck to paycheck because every contract that you see is a childlike, condescending contract, a continuation of the removal of your dignity in the workplace. That's why. Because you don't have a leader that knows how to negotiate. And they've been telling you all these years, well, if we don't take what the state offers us, they can take it off the table. That's regressive bargaining. That's not even legal. So all the times I have tried to educate you, and I have shown you as much as I can show you time and time and time again, it's still not enough. Because they've been lying to you for so long that they have you stuck on stupid. And I say that with love and respect. I see a lot of people on Facebook trying to educate others, and they get shouted down. Remember when I told you they use your money on politics, and they said, no, that's only coat money? That's an absolute lie. Look at the dues dollar breakdown. Your dues is being used on politics, whether you're aware of it or not. We have 3 different PACs: the Issues PAC, Candidate PAC, Independent Expenditures PAC. That's outside of the coat money that goes to Washington, D.C., to SIU International, that once we reach a certain threshold, some of that money comes back and they put that money into the PACs or the general fund. But some of your money is being used on politics. You can stop that. Go to my website. I have a membership dues declaration letter. And tell Local 1000 don't use any of your money on politics. But you didn't know that because they'll never tell you that. And then you wonder why they had the Janus decision June 27th, 2018. Because the Supreme Court ruled, they know that money in public sector unions are being used on politics. And even though a lot of those people don't want their money being used on politics, it is. And that's why they said you can't take money from people anymore unless they're willing to opt in or be a dues paying member. But even being a dues paying member, you don't have to have your money used on politics as a public sector employee. I say all these things to you, and then people want to question me and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. I told you we can go on strike. They said, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But yet we've taken strike votes before in the past. These people think you're stupid. They think you're stupid. And as long as you keep acting stupid and let these people get away with murder, they'll keep treating you like a stupid person. I like people who know their dignity. I like people who know their worth. I thought I was in the state of California. I thought. Maybe I'm not. Someone said, well, Richard, show us the proof that the DLC 744 President Billy Hall really called you nigger. Do you think I would make that up? Do you think I would make that up? You've seen these people tell me suck a dick and eat a dick. I've shown you the proof. You heard someone call me, quote, what a dick on a hot mic on a Wednesday night in August of 21. You heard someone call me motherfucker. How much more do you need? I didn't want to come out and tell the young lady last Saturday about that, but I felt compelled. I felt inspired. Because she says, why are they attacking you? And I said, listen, it's political, it's racial, and it's all in protection of the status quo and protection of the money. I didn't want to have to say that. You want to question me on the things that I say to you? Are you kidding me? I told you the man called me nigger, and I meant that. If he says he didn't call me nigger, come on my video and let's have a conversation. But he won't. You've seen people call me coward on Facebook and chicken. See, those are cold words for calling me a nigger. See, back in Missouri, the white people back in Missouri, they'll just walk up to me and say, hey, nigger, we don't like what you're talking about. They have that type of sincerity about their racism. But some of these white people here in the state of California, you won't call me nigger to my face. Billy Hall did. But a lot of these so-called white people in California, they'll go around and say other words about you when they really want to call you nigger. I would respect these white people in the state of California to just walk up and call me nigger. We don't want you running our union. I would respect that before they call me chicken or coward. Because they won't walk up in my face and call me that. Now, I told you, Bill Hall called me a nigger. He knows when he did. But yet, you see people wanting to run to the board meetings he's calling for, these illegal board meetings. But see, I didn't tell these people a long time ago about this. I said, I am the president, I call board meetings. What he is doing is wrong. The court is temporarily saying that he is right. Temporarily, they're saying that. And so they're running around and doing all this madness because of politics. But I'm the one that told you this is the truth. I got elected, not him. You elected me with the powers as the president by the bylaws and the policy file to give you, quote, a better life. And I haven't walked away from that challenge. And these people who think that they're doing the right thing, they're an absolute travesty. They are an absolute travesty to the idea of the working people fighting for a better life for themselves and for their families. I'm sorry that I'm not the type of African American that you can, feel comfortable with. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to get you money and respect in the workplace. Nothing more and nothing less. So anytime someone wants to call me out and question what I say to be the truth or not, or show proof or not, do me a favor, bring your ass on video and call me out. Call me out on video, and I'll be glad to respond to you. I've never been the one to lie to you. Remember when they wanted you to get vaccinated? Who stood by your side? Was it Bill Hall, William Hall, or these other so-called local 1,000 leaders? Did they stand by your side to keep you from being vaccinated? Hell no. Did they stand by your side when you said we want permanent telework? Hell no. In fact, from what I'm being told, they're making the staff at Local 1000 come to work 2 days a week. That contract that I signed for UAW Local 2350 said they can telework. Only if operational needs, and I didn't like that term, operational needs, because that's what the state does to us. That staff, Local 1000 staff, should be able to work from home unless a member says, I'm having problems in the workplace, I need you here in person. That's different. Other than that, then why are they coming to work? This is the hypocrisy of these so-called Local 1000 leaders. I am not a hypocrite or a racist. But some of these people are. And some of these people are not just white people. If you want to help me, reach out to me, 408-207-2339. I got to communicate a message. I need help. 408-207-2339. I need your help. If you believe in a union and you believe that elections mean something in this country, then text me. I need your help. If you don't give a damn, you don't care, well then don't contact me. And let's see how far you get with this Local 1000. because you won't get no quality contract. That you can be guaranteed of. What do they say? What's the guarantees in life? Taxes, trouble, and death. And childlike condescending contracts for those represented by Local 1000. I have shown you time and time and time again. But yet they're going to question me and what I say. What has gone on since March 1st of this year? What have you learned about your union? You haven't learned anything. They tell you what they want you to know, and that's nothing at all. They keep you as a slave. And I said this, slaves entertaining in unity, SEIU, slaves entertaining in unity. They want you to stay stuck on stupid. And I see people on Facebook trying to inspire other people. I see people, the CCRAs, trying to inspire other CCRAs, saying, let's not give up. We need this substantial pay increase. And they got my full support. They know that. I've already shown them how I was going to support them. What about those in DMV who may be losing their jobs? I support them. Have you heard Local 1000 say, we're not going to sign a contract unless every job is guaranteed for the length of that contract? No, you won't. And they never will. Because they tell you the boss is Gavin Newsom. So how can you, quote, be an equal partner when you're acknowledging the state is your boss? You dummy. That's just so stupid. And that's why so many people don't want to be part of this union. Because of the stupid psychological mindset of some of these so-called Local 1000 leaders. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. Because I don't want to stereotype all leaders, because I don't want you stereotyping black people. At some point, when have you had enough? Everyone that comes on these videos, are you telling your coworkers about these videos? Are you? You know who your coworkers are. You know they want money. Well, here's your chance to get the money with $100 billion in surplus. There is no excuses. There are no excuses when you have $100 billion in surplus that we can't get a 21% pay increase and GO-Pay and COLA and guarantee our jobs while under the terms of this contract. Period. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. And stop letting these people who act so professional and they're so intelligent. Let me tell you about people who act so professional and so intelligent. They don't care about you. They never have and they never will. You want someone that's passionate, that can reach out and touch your heart, that can motivate you, that can inspire you. Does these so-called leaders, Local 1000, some of them, do they inspire you? Do you believe in what they're talking about? You do not. Let me say this for you again. I was fighting for the people in Lassen County. I still believe in the people from Lassen County. And I never forgot about those in DMV who say that their jobs may be up in jeopardy. I'm the only leader in this union that tells you, when we sign this contract, every job is guaranteed for the length of this contract. There is no taking jobs away from different agencies. That's some nonsense. They've been doing that for years. So it wasn't just CCC I was concerned about. It wasn't just people behind the prison walls. I was concerned with DMV. I was concerned with EDD. I'm concerned with every person represented by this union. You should not be losing your job while under a signed contract. Because if you are, then why are you paying money to Local 1000? You're wasting your time. All right, so someone has put in the notes, Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, I have talked about Stockholm Syndrome since 2018. What is Stockholm Syndrome? When you start to sympathize and empathize with your kidnapper. So many state employees, and not just of Local 1000, but all across the different bargaining units, have had their minds robbed by the state of California. There's nothing we can do. It's the state. But you call yourself an American, though. What are you teaching your kids? There's nothing you can do? Is that what you teach your kids? I want to know. Is that what you teach your kids? That defeatist attitude? Let me show you something about this, because people say don't make things so racial. Let me explain this for you before 6:30 comes. When people say, Richard, don't make it so racial, then the question is, so many people say to black folks, stop complaining about racism, fight it. Don't take a defeatist attitude. Okay, if that's the case, then why are so many white people in Local 1000 taking a defeatist attitude? Why is that? Sounds like hypocrisy, some of these white people. Some of them. So when people tell me, don't make it about race, don't make it about this or that. No. Welcome to America. Remember how my ancestors got here. When I told you DLC's 7-4 president, William Hall, called me a nigger, I meant that. Do I have the proof? No, I do not. It was a one-on-one conversation. I know what happened. But you don't have to question me. You should be questioning yourself and your integrity. When have I lied to you? I'm the one that's fighting for you. Why would you believe that I'm not telling you the truth?
Yes.
All right. So it's 6:30.
This is Shirley Fisher.
So hold on. Everyone mute themselves, please.
Hi, Shirley.
All right. So my name is Richard Lewis Brown. Hold on. Let me mute everybody here. Let me mute everybody. Hold on. Let me mute. So today is 6:30, October the 22nd. Hold on. All right. Let me start this again. I'm going to mute everybody. Hold on. Everybody mute themselves. Today is October the 19th, 2022. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. I've been going live since 6:01 on Facebook. Now I'm on Zoom. I'm going to echo again really quickly what I've been saying. First, I'm the only leader, not just in the union, but anywhere in America that shows you his entire ballot and how he voted. And I told you this evening, I did not vote for Gavin Newsom. You cannot take from me and think I'm going to turn around and vote for you. I am not stupid. If you choose to vote for him, that's your opinion. You cannot tell me that you cannot provide an additional state paid holiday, Juneteenth, and respect black people. Since you don't respect me as a black man, I am not your equal. You cannot respect the horror, the travesty of the enslaved African, Gavin Newsom. Since that's how you feel, on top of the fact you're going to take jobs from people in Lassen County, and those are white people? You don't care about those white people in Lassen County? Then I know you don't care about me, and you just verified it with not providing an additional state paid holiday on Juneteenth. And these black people in the state of California, these so-called black leaders, where are they at? They're nowhere around to be found. Moving on. So I voted for Lieutenant Governor Angela Jacobs, Secretary of State Rob Bernowski, Controller Malia M. Cohen, Treasurer Fiona Mall, Attorney General Nathan Hochman, Insurance Commissioner Robert Howell, Board of Equalization, District 1, Jose Atra Moreno, U.S. Senator for both terms, the partial and the full, Mark P. Mueller, U.S. Congress, House of Representatives, District 7, Doris Matsui, State Senator, District 8, Angelique Ashby, Member of the State Assembly, District 10, Eric Guerrero. For all these nonpartisan officers for the Supreme Court of California, I voted no. I don't know who these people are. I voted no on all of them. And all these propositions, I think there's 14 propositions on this ballot. I voted no on every single one. People say, Richard, you're making a mistake on constitutional, on Prop 1 regarding the abortion. I am not against abortion. Women should have the right to choose with their bodies. But I'm not putting that as a yes. I'm just not doing that. Voting no on all those propositions, and a lot of those propositions will raise your taxes anyway. Now, I did that really quick. That was started at 6:30, we got done at 6:33. Here's my envelope. I signed my name, I'll date it, and I will drop this off at one of the drop boxes. Remember, November 8th is the deadline. That's the voting day. If you go down and vote in person, I vote by mail because what I do is I photocopy all this and I put it up on my website. So when people say, oh, he's a Republican. No, I'm a registered Democrat. But when it came down to these offices, and I did it live last week, I ended up going 6 and 6. 6 Democrats, 6 Republican. And I didn't even plan that. Now, someone brought this to my attention. We're in the survival mode. We can't get to the achieving mode where we can finally get to the maintaining mode. So we're in survival mode. What does that mean? A livable wage. And that's why you don't need a livable wage. You need a substantial pay increase. Period. A substantial pay increase. You've never seen that with Local 1000. A few job classifications have gotten special salary adjustments. That doesn't count. Because I thought we were all in this together. These people are trying to run me out of here. I need your help. 408-207-2339. I need you to help me communicate this message. I need your help. 408-207-2339. They want to kick me out of this union. And this is the hypocrisy of these so-called leaders of Local 1000 who call themselves Democrats. They can't respect election results. Not all the leaders, but a vast majority of them on this board. This is the hypocrisy and the racism that they have in their hearts. I told you that DLC 744 President Billy Hall called me a nigger. I meant that. He knows when he called me that. I wanted to take his head off. But I said if I do that, and that was years ago, I said if I hit this man and try to break his jaw in half, they won't let me run for president. You say, well, show me the proof. I'm telling you, that's your proof. You've already been shown the physical proof, and I was told to suck a dick and eat a dick. But I didn't see nobody who claims to be with God getting on them about that. All these so-called righteous people on Facebook. Give me one moment. All these people who claim that they're against racism and therefore Black Lives Matter. They're liars. They're liars. They are liars. When I was told to suck a dick and eat a dick, no one moved in Local 1000. Because that's how they are. When I was told I was a chicken and a coward, when I was called a dick, when I was called a motherfucker. So you guys think that I don't have a memory on this, but I do. You say, well, why won't these other black people come help you? Because they sold out. Not all of these black people, but some of them. Some of them in key positions in this union. Now, I want everyone to vote. As you know, elections have consequences. And even though they're trying to run me out and disrespect the voters of Local 1000, we don't give up on voting. We don't give up on ourselves. We don't give up on our country. We don't give up on our families. We don't do that in this country. Even though sometimes we want to, and sometimes we get depressed, and we can't turn to drugs and alcohol and criticizing others. Sometimes we have to be accountable and show maturity and fight through it all. We can get through this, but it's going to take some work. I'm asking people, you got to talk to your coworkers. Now, we're going to start communicating with people. I don't know exactly how, but we will. Text me, 408-207-2339. I'm not done. To those 2,637 people who voted for me, I am not turning my back on you. To those who did not vote for me, but have come to support me and to believe in this 10-point platform of mine, regardless if they believe in every point of the 10-point platform, I'm not going to let you down either. We're going to fight, and I'm going to get my position back with my powers back. And even though they tell me it's impossible, you won't pull this off. Let me say this to you. Even if it is impossible, even if I don't win, I will always be a winner. Why? Because God created me. Not you, not Local 1000. God created me, period. I did not evolve from no ape from Africa. Now, life started in Africa, but I didn't evolve from no ape. And I'm sorry that I don't make you feel comfortable. That's not what I was put here to do. I'm here to get you money and dignity in the workplace. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what I ran on. I've been saying this same stuff since 2015. I haven't changed up on you. I stayed consistent. And what I've done is I have revealed to you the lies and the evilness in this union. That's what I've been doing. And some of you have been helping me do it. And some of you have been encouraging me and inspiring me. They told you I wasn't doing anything. Where's our essential worker premium pay? Well, where is the money at? You've had me on this fake suspension since March 1st. Where's the money at? You haven't done anything either. Where's the strike fund? So we can go on strike and get our money. They don't talk to you about those things. They want to keep you stuck on stupid. They talk to you. They keep you in the dark. They're giving this man more millions of dollars of our money. They won't tell you these things. They keep those board meetings secret. I cannot understand for the life of me. This man took your money, threatened you with furlough, and then he's going to turn around and say, I want you to vote for me? All right, I see a hand raised. Go ahead, Derek.
Good evening, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm still hot from last week. And you know what? I'm kind of getting tired of this because as a grown adult in this union, like everyone else here, I'm tired of going back to high school locker room, kind of banter with people. And last week I kind of had to put someone in their place, but it looks like these monsters still didn't learn their place to be at because, I'm a little upset. There's an individual out there who came on a YouTube page of yours and made some kind of outrageous comment. You know who you are. I don't even gotta say, you know what?
No.
Frank Askin.
Okay.
Frank Askin. Let's talk to Frank here. I'm upset right now because Frank is a person when I was in the code committee was really upset because we were changing the platform. It wasn't going to be about this social justice that these people in the union didn't vote for. It wasn't going to be about us being biased and picking one political party over the other. Frank was getting at my throat because we were fighting for social justice, racial inequalities, everything else. But Frank has the audacity to go on YouTube and comment on a video that you're in where you're basically, I don't even want to repeat the words. You know what happened. Mm-hmm. It's the video where you're calling out Billy Hall for what he did. Mm-hmm. And Frank is going to have the audacity to come on that video and say he hails Billy Hall and all should hail Billy Hall. I'm really disgusted with these behaviors because the last time someone said they held someone, approximately 6 million of my people died because of that. And I don't want to go there, but I'm getting so sick of this bigotry and all this bullshit and these people being hypocrites. They want to say they're not prejudiced. They are. These people are the worst kind of prejudice out there. And I'm going to keep repeating that every single week. And then people want to say, oh, well, there's no proof of that. There's no proof of that. Well, you know what? There's no proof of a lot of things out there, but you people sure like to go along and spurt all this BS out at our president and attack him because he might look differently than you or talk differently than you. And you know what? I've had enough of this shit. I'm done with this. I'm about to call all these people out. I don't care who I offend anymore. And you know what, Frank? If you're listening, I hope you are. I'm going to say it really slow so you can understand what I am saying to you. Back in the day, when accept that kind of behavior that Billy Hall is talking with? Do you accept his behaviors? Are you a prejudice yourself, Frank? I'm calling Frank Askin out. I want him to respond. I'm done. Thank you.
So hold on. So I just see someone in the comments says, "Come on with the name calling, please." Let me say this for everyone on this video, on Facebook and on Zoom. No, there's no come on. We're gonna call it the way it is. And so, like I said earlier, I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I want everybody to know that. And you know, when Derek makes the comment about Frank ass kiss, listen. Derek may be offended, deeply offended. He just told you 6 million of his people through the Holocaust. They say 6 million, some people say 12, between 6 to 12, because of the Holocaust. And what Derek is offended by, let me educate some people on here, Facebook and on Zoom. When Frank Askin said, "Hail the chairman, William Hall," that word hail goes back to Germany. Maybe it goes back to Roman times, I'm not for sure. But definitely in the most recent times, it goes to Germany. And that's what Derek is referring to, and he is not wrong. So when Frank Askin said, "Hail to the chairman, William Hall," on that video I did last Saturday with that young lady, I didn't turn my phone sideways. I forgot. And so it's long. It has the long, it's horizontal. So he did not get confused. And I'm saying in this video for the first time, because I never wanted to acknowledge it, because then you may see where some of my passion comes from, why I'm so determined. When someone calls me nigger, I'm going to show you. And he says, hail. He supports what DLC 744 President William Hall said about me. And so let's take it a step further. Now Derek says, when you were calling in the years past to the former president, an African-American woman, and you were smiling and kissing up to her, you never respected her. Your true colors are now out. Because I have a tendency, I kind of rub people the wrong way. Because if you're not sincere, I will bring out the ugliness in you. Righteousness brings out the unrighteous. And so a lot of these so-called people who claim they're not prejudiced or racist, who claim they were supporting the former president, Yvonne Walker, never supported her, but they told her what she wanted to hear so she could put them on union leave. She played along, but she knew in her heart they didn't care for her. And now the truth's coming out on these people. And DLC 744 President William Hall, Billy Hall, he was one of her most staunch supporters. But he doesn't even like black people. At least not me. All right, I see a hand raised. Let's go to Valerie. Go ahead, Valerie.
So I'm like, it really doesn't matter at all what they have to say. Just get to the plan, do your plan, and...
No, wait, stop right there. Wait, Valerie, let me stop you right there. It does matter. I'm sorry. It does matter. When people say that doesn't matter, that's a disrespect to me and to other black people across this nation. Oh, yes, it is, Valerie. I disagree with you. I have a plan. But for you to say, just get to the plan, that's like a white person telling me, well, they called you nigger, get over it. I don't think so, Valerie. I don't think so.
But they called Jesus.
I don't care if they did call Jesus that. Just because, hold on, Valerie, if you call, hold on, Valerie, if you call on here, Valerie, if you call on here, and I disagree with you, I will stop you in your tracks and let you know. Don't tell me to get over it.
I know how you are.
Okay. So don't tell me to get over it. Find somebody else to talk to. I'm not playing that. Okay? I'm a black man. No. I'm a black man. No, Valerie. I'm a black man in this country. Don't tell me to get over it. Just hold on a second, Valerie. No, Valerie. I don't care what you're talking about, Valerie. No, Valerie. No, Valerie. Don't bring that on my video. You tell those black folks who lost their kids to interaction with the police to get over it. Don't come up to me with that nonsense. I don't think so. We're done, Valerie, because I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not. Have a nice night. Oh, okay. I thought you was getting off. Because don't tell me to get over that. That has inspired me along with some other things in my life. So you find you some other black person that you can tell that to. I am not that one. I am not that one, Valerie. Again, I am not that one. Period. You find you some other African American that will continue to give up your money while under a signed contract, Yvonne Walker. You find you black people that do you like that. That's who you support, then that's your prerogative. I am not that black person. Period.
I have
Okay.
that OPEG, whatever that is.
Other post-employment benefits. OPEB, yes.
That never should have been taken from me. Okay? So I want to get to what it takes to clean up the mess. Not, okay, I've had people call me horrible names growing up in my life too.
Valerie, hold on, Valerie. Valerie, I got a plan. Hold on, Valerie. I got a plan. And I told people, if you want to know my plan, contact me. I am not about to give out my strategy on Facebook, Valerie. So when you come at me, no. When you come at me talking that, I'm going to come right back at you. Because what I want people to know, whether you're black, white, Asian, Latino, if I disagree with you, and it's about race, I'm going to let you know. Now, you one African American, that is how you feel. You represent a certain... No. Wait, let me finish. No. I don't care about that. They use that respect of person. Valerie. I don't care what you're talking about. They use the Bible to enslave Africans. So miss me for all that. Everybody who claims that you're righteous ain't righteous. Okay? So, again, you represent a certain percentage of African Americans from the black community. I respect that. I'm with some other black folks. Okay? So I'm a live one, I'm a real one. That's who I am. Now, I want people, this is live on Facebook. So a lot of times people think, all black folks, we think alike. As you can see tonight, no, we don't. That man called me a nigger. She's saying, get over it, let's move on. I don't think so. Because when he called me a nigger, that inspired, hold on a second. Valerie. Yeah, and I got called a nigger in the military. Valerie, hold on a second. Let me mute Valerie for a second. Let me mute her. I got called nigger in the military. Yes, I did. But she says, get over it. Let me tell you something, sister. I'm not getting over it. It inspires me. If you want to have somebody call, no, wait. Let me mute her. If she wants people to call her nigger and she can just get over it and go on because she believes in God that strongly, that's her. That ain't me. That's not me. So you got some black folks you can call a nigger all day long and they ain't worried about it. I am not that one. Okay? She said, get on with the plan. I could have broke that man's jaw years ago, but I didn't do it. I had a plan, and I stayed with my plan. And that's why I'm the president of Local 1000, Valerie, since you talking. Now, I have a plan, but I don't have to reveal everything I'm doing on Facebook. So for someone to come on and ask me that in front of everyone else, that's silly. This is how it's going to be. And so I want people to know, it ain't just white people I go after. It ain't just Latinos. I go after everybody with the same passion. That way, you can't say I'm cutting somebody a break because they're African American. I'm not getting over it. It motivates me. See, when they told me to suck a dick and eat a dick, that's calling me a nigger as well. But y'all say that I'm wrong. Let me tell you something, California black people. I'm from Missouri. I know when someone's calling me a nigger, whether it's direct or indirect. Now, she said she got called the N-word, a nigger in the military. So did I, Valerie. And I forgave that guy. He asked me to forgive him. He didn't mean any harm by it, and I forgave him. He shouldn't have called me that. He got in trouble for that. But I forgave him. See, when we start talking about all this, it all comes out. It all comes out. But no one knew that. Garrett didn't know that. Nobody knew that I got called a nigger while I was in the military. I've never told anyone that. But you want to come on and talk and tell me to get over it? Nah, sister. You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. And I put the work in. See, some black folks talk about racism, but they don't put the work in. I put my work in, and I put my money behind my work. That man called me a nigger. Period. And I ain't backing up. And like I said, some black folks you can call a nigger all day long. They don't care. I'm not one of those black people. Some black people you could have worked as slaves. They don't care. I am not your slave. Never have been, never will be. Some black folks agree with me. Some black folks don't. Okay? But this is who I am. When you become the president of Local 1000, then you can speak your mind. And I respect everybody, and I'm going to let you speak your mind. But don't tell me to get over something that motivated me and pushed me to get to this point. Now, I told people my mother was my deepest motivation. Just because I'm not revealing all my game plan on Facebook? Why would you even want to come out here and say that to me? Okay? This is ridiculous. I know what the man said. And now look, the Latinos was talking about black folks too. I guess Valerie doesn't give a damn about that. When the little black boy, the child, was being compared to a monkey. She doesn't care about that. That's her.
Oh, yeah, my heart cried out for that.
Okay. I'm just saying. Because that person, hold on, wait a minute, hold on a second.
That's her heart though, Richard.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Valerie.
She didn't know it herself.
Valerie.
I'm just saying.
No.
Because of their heart, Richard.
Valerie,
gotta
you
have
can.
mercy on them because their hearts, Richard, they can't change their hearts.
Again, Valerie. Again, let me take this here. Let me take this. Hold on, Valerie. Let me take this. This is what I like about talking to black folks. Because when we get into it, we're gonna go there. When the council, the LA City Council, then I'm gonna bring it back how it relates to Local 1000. When those 4 Latinos was having a little conversation, making fun of, quote, black folks and gays, you know, they were doing that. That conversation got recorded and got leaked. No one knows how it got leaked. No. Let me finish.
I'm thankful it
Okay,
got leaked.
but hold on. Wait. Let me finish my point here. I went down to that same building and I talked to Ron Herrera, the former president of the the Los Angeles Federation of Labor, and he treated me with respect and dignity. Yet he was still.
Where's he now? Where's he now? Is he still
Valerie, let me finish. Let me mute you. Okay. Okay, let me mute you. Now, I met him. I want to know, was my conversation recorded? Because I wish they would run that tape. Because I know what I said, and I stand behind everything I say. But he was a racist. And why was someone rushing to make sure I met this racist? David Jimenez and Annika Walls, the 2 Latinos up here, because they're also racist, even though she's married to a black man. They're all about their people. They don't care about nobody else. And they wanted to make sure I met him. So they could tell him, we got him under control. He gets out of line, we'll run his ass out of office. Because we've already talked about running him out of office before he was even sworn in. Yes, they had that conversation. So now you see how that racism from down in LA ties into the racism up here and why they're trying to remove me from office. Now you see the point. See, when y'all come at me, man, you better bring some friends. Bring some friends. You know, people always try to tell me back up off the racism thing. We're Californians. Y'all full of it in California. Ask Mr. Grant's family about the racism here in this state. Ask Rodney King and his family. Okay? You can even ask Latinos during the times they had with the LAPD back in the day with the Zoot Suit riots. Y'all really don't know who y'all talking to. All right, let's go to Darren. Go ahead, Darren. Hello, Darren.
Appreciate the opportunity here, President Brown.
Okay.
I know where you're at today, and where everything has been. And this whole thing with Bill Hall. My thing, we know how. I can't kind of verbalize it right now because I have a distaste for the man already, and what I heard, from your lips over the weekend makes it a stronger distaste for the man. I will say this. I have a little bit of allergies, and I have allergies toward hypocrites. And all I'm seeing from the leadership coup group that's got rushed in by Mr. Hall and whoever his supporters are over at SEIU State. It's just too. You can tell just by their body language how insincere they are. I had an opportunity to address Mr. Hall last week. I haven't had a chance to watch that video yet because they seem to not want to run things live all the time. They want to curate things. They want to chop things up a little bit. And so I went back and watched a little bit of the week before. And, you can tell by body language. And, Mr. Hall does not have the body language of a leader. He has the body language of somebody who is being dictated to. And that's what I see. And that's my honest read. And,
Darren, listen. I'm glad that you're saying this, that he's not being sincere. When he called me a nigger, he was sincere. And when other people have called me chicken and coward in place of nigger, they were sincere. And I do have the evidence on that.
Oh, yeah. No, you're getting the California racism.
Which is different than the Missouri racism, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I guess different than Ohio.
Valerie, I would say possibly that Ohio and Missouri, because Missouri is in the quote technically the Midwest and Ohio is Midwest, that racism could be similar. But go ahead, Darren.
And everything that happened down in Los Angeles has a direct vein into Sacramento and into SEIU 1000 and SEIU politics. And one of the things that you talked about earlier when I was driving on the way in was about the contracts from the last negotiation. And I want to put this out there, and I know I've probably said it before, but different people listen to different things at different times. The prior president of my DLC and one of the prior stewards at the time of that contract basically did as much ballyhooing as you could do in telling everybody when it was time to vote for the contract that this was the best deal that we were ever going to get and that we had to vote yes on it. And so I want to put that out there for the new folks that are listening that haven't been around since that last contract, and even from people that have been around and that's the story that they heard from their DLC presidents or their stewards, is if you don't like it, you don't have to vote yes on it. You can vote no. And I know you'll be able to kind of educate some people of why they can vote no.
Hold on a second. Wait, Darren, hold that thought for a second. Now check this out. Because there's a lot of people watching this video on Facebook right now. Darren just said something that's really important. When they tell you this is the best that they can do, they're lying to you. Until I'm back in my position and I'm your chief negotiator, when I tell you that's the best we can do, then you'll know. Until then, they're lying to you. That's the first thing. Darren, you talk about the prior contract. You talk about the current contract, 20 to 23, correct?
Yeah, correct. The last
All right.
contract.
So check this out. Stay with me. Valerie, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'm going to go back for a second because people think that I can't really have a emotional conversation with people and still not keep track. And I'm going to show you how I can. She brought up that OPEB, other post-employment benefits. That's quote.
Yeah.
Right. So hold on, Valerie, because I want Darren to hear this.
It's stealing my money and it's upsetting.
Okay, so let me validate you.
Stealing it.
Okay, Valerie, I'm trying to catch up to you, so let me validate you. Valerie is saying to everyone on Facebook that OPEB, it's stealing her money and it's upsetting her. And I want to tell you, but probably half the people on Facebook would agree with her, the other half would say no. That agreement actually didn't come from the
And
20.
the law don't say anything. What?
Okay, so let
They
me,
take your money. Why am I paying for something I will never ever use?
get to it. I'm trying to go back in time for a second, Valerie. The 2023 contract has the OPEB, but the OPEB actually started from the 1620 contract. Even though that the 1620 contract, I don't have the book in front of me, ended on I can't remember the date that it ended on.
Right.
They post dated the OPEB to start in the next contract, which was crazy. Okay, now Valerie's upset, and I'm upset as part of my platform to eliminate the OPEB. As your chief negotiator, there will be no more 3.5% OPEB. Why did they do that? Because the former governor, Jerry Brown, wanted us to, quote, pre-fund retiree health care. Remember, it was guaranteed. It was by the government code. It was guaranteed. When you work for the state, your retiree health is paid for. That's one of the benefits of not getting paid a substantial amount of money.
And a lot of states do it. But I'm like, why am I paying for something I'm not going to use? I've never used it.
Mm-hmm.
I work for private sector. I never use their health care. And then they offer an offset, FlexSelect, and they tell you, well, you can't use that either.
No, that's not true. Hold on. Let's not. All right.
Yeah, she got a lot of stuff going.
Right. So let's not get these issues somewhat confused. But it's easy to get them
It's
confused.
supposed to be an offset to your health care costs
Right.
that you
Well-
do pay.
Well, hold on, Valerie.
Yes. Excuse me.
I have FlexSelect. So this is what I tell people. When you run up on me, sometimes the very thing you're talking about is either part of my 10-point platform or I'm doing it myself. Now, I have FlexSelect as well. But that OPEB should have never happened.
No.
When the former president just rolled along because she was playing politics with Jerry Brown, he convinced her and all the other union presidents this was the right thing to do. What people have failed to ever acknowledge was years ago, the state did a holiday for a couple years where people weren't even paying into, wait a minute. The people kept paying into the pension, but the state didn't. Hold on, because that's why we got caught behind and we fell behind. Because I want to say it was with Greg Davis, there was a pension holiday for a couple years. Well, hold on, Richard Wake, let's be clear, OPEB is not pre-funding with healthcare. He's a fool. OPEB is a pre-funding of retiree healthcare. Richard Wake, you're stupid, Richard Wake, and I'm going to tell you this. Yeah, Richard Wake, wait, let me get to Richard Wake, because he wants, right, but Richard Wake wants to be acknowledged here on Facebook. Richard Wake is a former DLC president, but he couldn't hack it, so he stepped down. Richard Wake is the one that calls me a chicken and a coward. In other words, another term for calling me nigger. That's Richard Wake, DLC 767. So let's acknowledge Mr. Racist Richard Wake. Okay, so let's go back to the OPEB.
You know you ain't that. Don't you know who you are?
So,
Right?
but no. That's how you see it, but I'm going to say how I see it. Now, with the OPEB, it should never happen. Valerie is 1,000% correct. In fact, when they were talking about getting in the 1620 contract, you know what? This makes me, Valerie, you got me so going right now. Let me get the contract. Hold on 1 second.
I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be in another class, and I don't want to explain to them I'm late. Another Zoom class.
Okay, that's fine. But hold on, I got this. Where's my newest contract? I got the newest contract right in front of me. So here it is. July 2nd, 2016 to January 1st, 2020. See, this is when you say, there's Richard Wake. At least I'm not a convicted felon. Okay, Richard. Okay. He just wants attention, y'all. All right, so look, let's go to that OPEB here. Let me see if I can find it real
I
quick.
would tell him to be careful because you can sue him for defamation.
It's hard to sue somebody when they ain't got a pocket fist down.
Listen, hold on. I'm trying to find this because it was very tricky how they did this. If anyone else can find it before I can. In the 16 to 20 contract, the OPEB, oh man. Because it was the date it started outside of the contract. Because this contract started July 2nd, 2016 through January 1st, 2020. But the OPEB didn't start, the first year didn't start to July 1st, 2020. Where is that at? It's going to drive me crazy if I can't find it fast enough. Because I had it memorized. But what you're saying is so vitally important that this next contract, people should vote the contract down if they see that OPEB in there. Along with a few other reasons. Where is it at? Retiree. Maybe it's under the healthcare. Let me look under the healthcare.
May I say one other quick thing?
Yes, yes.
Regarding the strike,
Mm-hmm.
or excuse me, something you said earlier when I came in.
Right.
The recession. The recession, they always said we couldn't get a decent pay rate because they were anticipating a recession. So now we know that one is here. It's just, a matter of them making it official.
Okay. I would disagree with you on that because we don't know for sure if it's going to really hit or not. We don't know.
Right, because there's parts of our economy that is very robust.
Okay.
Especially in employment.
Okay.
Yeah, there's things we're watching. Okay, but we're kind of in that, about time we get to the table, we'll know one way or another if we're in a recession, okay? So, at that point, they know, well, you're going to walk out of it based on your historical facts. So this should be an excellent time for them to give a decent pay raise because it's projected out.
No. Here, I'm gonna make it simple.
Reverse of what they've been telling us for years.
Valerie, it's simpler than that. I don't want to hear about no damn recession when we kept this economy going during COVID. We have $100 billion in surplus. Period. The recession has nothing to do with that $100 billion that's in surplus.
It's how they allocate that funding.
Yeah.
My apologies, everyone. I have to go.
Okay. So anyway, I was trying to find.
Great meeting. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, please come back on again. So listen.
There we go.
Listen, everyone. As you can see, my videos are not scripted, and they're not edited, and they're not rehearsed. And what you see on my videos is what you will never see in this union. You seen me have easygoing conversation with people who really like me. You see me have really tough, controversial conversations with people who like me and people who don't like me. And she came on here saying, I don't want to talk about him calling you nigger. I want to talk about this OPEB. And she's a black woman. And so I want people to understand this. Not all black people, we all don't agree on certain things. So when I go at people and I'm talking strong to people, don't think I'm just going at non-black people. I go at my own the same intensity, if not even more. Because they know where I'm coming from and I know where they're coming from. And we can have an emotional dialogue and still keep talking. You see how she did not quit? She had to walk away to take up her class, but when we were having words and we were going back and forth, she held her ground, she kept going, and I kept going. Ain't nothing personal. A lot of y'all can't do that. But I am not cutting no one no breaks. Because everyone needs to see me live and talk to people. And everything ain't going to be easy. She's right about this OPEB. She's absolutely right. That should have never been done to begin with.
Well, especially after I know you may have had some discussions here with Mr. Cheeks last week. Or I'm sorry, it was Mr. Cheeks.
Yeah, Randall Cheek.
And he had some strong opinions about OPEB, and he was tilting a certain direction. But I think it's one of the things you should be following up with him on another call, because he brought up some really good points. One of the biggest things that we've been looking at also is our connection to CalPERS. I mean, our CalPERS is in the bottom, I think, 5% or 8% of all of the publicly funded retirement programs out there in the United States.
That's true.
And there's a lot of glad handing that's going on by board members at CalPERS, and taking trips with and I'm familiar with those types of trips. I mean, I did some of those in my previous life working in corporate sales. They're we used to call them blowjob sessions, but basically it's a deal of they're going there to try and sell you on something that you know, if they can't sell it to you in 5 minutes when they're sitting across the table from you, then, you know, flying you halfway around the world and spending about $40,000 to $50,000 on a trip, you know, that means that what they have to sell you is definitely something that you may not be interested in buying, but they have to, you know, they have to entertain you to get you to look at what they want. And, you know, there's quite a few of those trips happening with that board. And I'm surprised, you know, folks like the state worker and, you know, that guy Wes from SACB, that, you know, I'm surprised he's not all over that, because all that stuff was going on right in front of his nose.
No, because he's in on the smear campaign to run me out of office. Let me go back for a second. I wish that Valerie hadn't left so fast. So I'm on page 87 of the prior contract, July 2nd, 2016 through January 1st, 2020. So here it starts the pre-funding. And it says here, July 1st, 2018, 1.2%, an additional 1.1 on July 1st, 2019. Here's the catcher. This contract, the prior contract expired on January 1st, 2020. The final 3.5% total happened on July 1st, 2020. It happened outside the prior contract. And that was ridiculous. First, we should never did it to begin with.
Right there.
So, you know, I try to memorize so much information in my head. And it's easy to get what we pay for the healthcare premiums and stuff now versus the retiree stuff. And with different people coming in at different times, sometimes your retirement has changed. So, you know, if I had still been able to, quote, stay in office, those PowerPoints, I was going to talk about the dues dollar breakdown, and then I was going to go into an intense PowerPoint about if you came in from this date to this date, this is your pension, this is your retirement. Now, if you came in between these dates, it changed. Because what you'll see is the younger people are being shafted. They're not getting the same thing that the, quote, older people when they came in years ago got. And as a union, you should never let your young people get shafted, because those are your future dues-paying members and your future leaders of the union. You can't allow that to happen. And so this is why a lot of times people have really criticized the former president, because she allowed so much to happen from 2008 all the way up to, you know, June of 2021. So.
Hey, Rich, I just want to kind of close out, because I know you got to move on to some other stuff. But,
okay.
You know, I'm pretty sure he'll probably hear this, but, you know, I kind of enjoy Richard Fiddles when he steps in and makes his presence known.
Oh, Richard Wake.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I used my substitute name.
Oh, okay.
But it goes to show you that at least some hypocrites can be consistent. But, you know, looking at some of these other items that, you know, we're looking at here coming down the road, I know at DMV we have a huge issue, you know, not only with supposed, you know, modernization going on, which is other words for trying to eliminate or trying to shrink down the full-time staff. And I noticed the state's making a concerted effort to ramp up their PI and non-PI positions within the DMV, which, you know, definitely negatively affects us, because we want to make sure some of these PIs, they don't get enough hours, and it's you know, for what their wages that they're paying them, it's ridiculous, and we definitely need to do a better job with DMV and making sure we're getting more full-time positions instead of the permanent intermittents or the TAU positions. And one other thing, just to kind of close out with, is, you know, I'm supporting you still 100%. I know there's a lot of other folks that are sitting on the sideline right now, and there's options that are out there for you. One of the big things that opened my eyes this weekend was sending that letter about how my dues membership money should be spent. And I'm going to encourage everybody as much as possible. Not only when you send those letters to the union, send them to the governor's office. Send them to your local council person. Send them, carbon copy them. Send them to the constituency relations people on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats. And let them know, because the more that these letters start showing up in their districts, they know, they will find out how either much union support they have, or they realize that something that they haven't had before, which is how many actual union members reside in my district. And it may force folks on different sides of the aisle to adjust how they look at things, because they know now that I have these types of folks in my district, and I should be having those discussions with them as well, and not just at the top level like I've been having, but to have them down at that bottom level to find out exactly what's going on within our unions. So that's pretty much about it.
Okay. Now listen, that's a great idea. I would just say this to everyone. The membership dues declaration letter I did, everyone can do. And I put up all the emails for the DLC presidents on my website, so that when you email the union, you can email the entire board so they can be aware of it. Now, I haven't put up the email for all the state legislators. I think it's up on my Facebook page, though. If anyone wants to do a new email list for all the state legislators and send it to me, that would be fantastic. All right, let's go to the next hand raise. Roxy Walker. And thanks, Darren, for calling in. Go ahead, Roxy.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Anyway, I'm good. So this is my question. When has David Jimenez, Annika Walls, and Irene Green been? Because Bill Hall is doing these meetings by himself.
Okay, so wait, one quick question, Roxy. When the Local 1000 sends out those emails, I thought that Bill Hall had those three with him.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
On that note, what is it, Chrome? No. These meetings that he's doing, he's by himself. So I'm just wondering, is there a rift between them? Because I didn't understand that. And that's the one who I told, that's the one who kind of outed Annika about who paid for what on the Norway trip. So I'm just confused. Are they not getting along? Where are they?
So I'll answer this really quickly, and then I'll let you continue. There's different factions in our union. Annika and David belong to the MTC faction, Members for Transparency and Change. Bill and Irene belong to the former Yvonne people, part of Yvonne's former slate. So you're not going to see these people working together in a good fashion because of this. When I was over there with my full powers and I wasn't, quote, suspended, Annika and David basically bullied me into doing everything that they wanted. If I didn't, then they would suspend me. They'd get Irene to suspend me. Remember what I said? They were already plotting to have me removed with the HR1 process before I was even sworn in. And I have people who have stated this on video. In the meantime, Bill and his people also want to get me out of here too. So they're competing with each other, but yet they both want me gone. This union will never have any type of unity because of these people's selfish desires. Billy has called me nigger. Fair enough. Annika and David also are racist because they're tied in with Ron Herrera and his feelings about black people. But that's a black Latino thing down in LA. So blacks and Latinos, they have their own little relationship down there. Irene is just doing Irene. That's the answer. So they put on a front like they're together, but they're not. They're trying to elbow each other out of the way because they all want to be president. But they don't have the courage of their convictions to run for presidency because none of these people felt that they had the ability to beat Yvonne Walker. That's your answer.
Okay. Part two.
Okay.
Some of the DOC presidents who are upset, should I say,
Okay.
that they are back on full-time work week. So they kind of don't want to deal with us either.
Wait,
It's kind of like, I'm back at work too.
okay.
That's what I actually heard. I'm back at work too, so I don't even know what's going on. So a lot of the DOC presidents don't know what's going on unless they're in that clique. I just find it interesting that when you go to social media,
Okay.
that a lot of people know things before we do. And some DOC presidents and some DOC people are not getting any information. So how does that work?
So the answer is this. The DLC presidents are never going to share information with the people in their DLC. Particularly those people in that DLC support me. They're not going to share anything. They keep you in the dark and they tell you what they want you to know. Remember, 33 DLC presidents, 33 out of 51 ran unopposed because no one wanted to run against them or no one knew about the election. So all of these years, they keep all the information in a small group of hands. And the biggest hand was the former president, Yvonne Walker. So you're not going to, when I'm spreading all the information and I'm giving everything out to you for you to make an informed decision over my platform, if I'm really know what I'm talking about, I'm giving you everything. They never wanted that. Because when you give out everything, then you realize that you've been hoodwinked. That the new guy is telling you the truth and all these other people have been lying to you all these years and taking your money.
Well, they also don't like people to speak up because on this Stewart meeting here lately, Hanukkah talks and kind of does not leave room for us to ask questions or get comments. And I'm at a loss, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is, I asked her. I said, "Where is DMV on your map?" Because all of a sudden we've fallen off the map. Tasha Brown had it going, and we were all talking, communicating, saying what was going on.
Right on.
All of a sudden, we hit the bottom of the list. And when I asked Hanukkah, she goes, "Oh, well, we're working on it. We're doing something different." Well, what could you be doing different if we all feel the same? Then she told me that they went around talking to DMV. No, what you did was went to the offices that don't have a lot of membership. So I'm just, it's so much underhanded, backhanded crap. It's bullshit. Just put it that way, okay? But there's a lot of it. And I want to help you, and I don't know how.
So I want you to text me, Roxy.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I'm going to reveal my strategy on Facebook. They think I'm that stupid. And that's why you heard me and Valerie going back and forth earlier. You know, about my strategy and about me being called a nigger. We were going back and forth. So, and I'm glad that it happened because I want people to see me talk to, quote, black folks. Some black folks see what I'm saying. Other black folks have a different opinion. But I want people to see me talk to different black people because I talk to different white people. I talk to different Latinos. I talk to different Asians. I'm talking to different people regardless of their color. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But that thing about Annika, I have said this about her, but no one seems to listen. She's a liar. That's what she was created to do, was to lie and to connive. She has a low self-esteem. And I'm not saying that in a judgment tone. I'm saying that as a fact. She'll never tell you the truth. She bends with the wind. And look at the people she associates herself with. Those people, members of Transparency and Change, they go with the weather. The weather blows this way, then they're over here. If the weather blows over here, they're over here. There's no backbone There's no substance to her or those members. Kevin Manager, David Jimenez, any of these individuals, and the members for Transparency and Change. I'll tell them to their face. They can come on here and we can have a dialogue. When I tell you something, you can take it to the bank. Period. That's what it is. You will never get anything from her, but you're going to be able to help me in a substantial way. Because when you reach out to me, you text me, we have each other's number, or I'll text you and I say, hey, I need you to help me with this. There are people who I've asked for help, and they've assisted me. And I try to call every single person back that reaches out to me. Annika will never answer all her emails because as a statewide officer, you heard Billy Hall complaining about this. I'm trying to keep up all these emails. Yes, you're going to get 50 to 100 emails per day. And you have to think.
I told her that she doesn't answer her emails.
No, she never, because she's getting so many. And she's not going to delegate it out to her assistant, Teresa Galvin. So she's not going to delegate it out because she wants to have you in complete control of everything. But she wants to be the president too. She doesn't know her job. She's confused. But yet she files this bogus HR 1 against me to run me out of office. She's confused, and I'll tell her to her face, or I can tell her husband. It doesn't matter. I met him too. See, I'm not playing with people anymore. And people told me from the very beginning I was too nice to people. Because I was trying to work with people because I knew they were out to get me. So I was trying to say, hey, you don't have to get me. Let's get this money together. But because they're greedy, because they don't like the fact that I'm black, I'm outspoken, I'm sincere, I'm honest, and I'm not playing political games. They can't handle that. And so it's unfortunate, but when you're a statewide officer and you're trying to answer all those emails and you're trying to talk to people, you got to move. But if you got a family and stuff, you can't move like that. She has a husband and kids. So her time is somewhat limited. It's same for Irene. She has a husband. David has a wife and kid. So they can't do everything. People see me and they think Richard's crazy because he's always around the clock working. Yes, because that's what it takes. When you're passionate, they say, well, Richard, you seem like you're obsessed with Local 1000. Possibly. In order for me to help you get this money, you have to have an obsession. Most of your great leaders and great athletes, their spouses, sometimes they get married 2 or 3 times because the spouse says, that person's obsessed. Look at what Tom Brady's going through right now. The man's obsessed. He has 7 titles, 7 NFL championships, but he's still obsessed. And he's got the beautiful kids and the beautiful wife, but it ain't enough. Annika will never answer those emails. She'll never give you her love and her respect because she doesn't really love herself. And a lot of our leaders are like that, unfortunately.
Richard, I want to hop in real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, like I've said before, there's some people built for this,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some people that pretend to be built for this. That's it.
So look, Roxy, text me or I'll text you afterwards, and I'll tell you how you can help me. And to you, when I ask you to help me, it won't be like a big deal to you, but it'll be a big deal to me. You'll see why. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, so let's go to Mario. Go ahead, Mario.
Hello, Mr. President.
How you doing?
Well, you know what's interesting? I just got off the phone call with Mr. Bill Hall.
Okay.
And of course, he didn't want to have a discussion, so he muted me. Okay? And this discussion was this. I said, because he talked about in the beginning how we're not getting what we need from the state because, the furloughs and so on and so forth, right? So I asked him a question. Bill, so we're not getting what we need from these politicians. Why are we supporting them? Why are we spending time and money on them?
Okay.
Reply? Oh, it was a long reply. You can probably hear it. It exhausted me. Basically, the reply was, well, we got to look at all avenues. And yes, that means the politicians who write the budget. And on and on and on. So I asked Melissa another question. I go, Bill, when you first came on in March, you came on here in March, He said, quote, don't listen to what we say, look at what we do. And I said, well, Bill, so far since March, I've heard a lot of talking, but right now we have 5 prison closures, and I don't see you doing anything to protect our members' jobs. And he said, well, yeah, we're working on it, and blah, blah, blah. And then I was going to go back and make a rebuttal, and that's when he needed me. And so, Richard, I just want to say I thank you. You're a breath of fresh air, because it's true. I think there's two key questions I hope most people can agree with me. That is, do we want to be a union activist organization or a political activist organization? And I like your approach, Richard. That's why I voted for you and I support you. I want a union activism. We're going to be weak at the table because we're not showing our power. It's not about just membership. We're not showing our power. We're not buying unfair labor practices. We're not filing motions. Richard, I just want to say thank you. God bless you. And I don't know if you want to add anything to what I said.
So Mario.
I am saying you a level of appreciation, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen, Mario, I'm going to need your help.
Yes, sir.
I already told Roxy that I'll text her afterwards. So I want everyone on Facebook to hear what he said. Do you want this union to be a political activist union? We've been that from day one. Ever since we, quote, affiliated with SEIU back in February the 2nd, 1984. All right? Or do you want to be a union? And so when people look at my 10-point platform and I said and point number 10, create a new identity. Right now, our identity is tied to politics. It's not tied to labor. Okay? Now, earlier in this conversation, I was going off, and me and another African-American woman, we had got into it about, Billy, quote, DLC 704 President William Hall calling me nigger years ago. She said, get over it. I said, I don't think so. I just didn't want to talk about it, but now I'm letting people know. So he called me nigger years ago, and that's why he felt empowered to do a lawsuit against me, because that's how he thinks about me and people who look like me. Now, I always tell people, you watch the beginning of my videos, you see one person. You come to the middle, you say, hey, wait a minute, I see somebody different. And then you come, towards the end, you see somebody different. So when I have confrontational conversations, I don't hold back, they don't hold back. And I have confrontational, racial, financial conversations with everybody, regardless of where they're from.
And you let us speak.
I had to cut her off for a second because she was going to keep talking. And I said, hold on, don't try to overtalk me on the show I'm hosting. I don't think so. But she kept talking, and then we finally got back to what was really upsetting her, the OPEB. And we talked about the OPEB from years ago. Then she had to leave early. But what you're saying is so critical, because with my election, the voters said we don't want to be involved in politics anymore.
Yeah.
If we ever wanted to be involved in politics to begin with.
Yes.
And so SEIU International took that as a front towards their money.
That's right.
And to Local 1000 leadership, the status quo, which is Annika and David, Billy, and all these DLC presidents, that's all that they know. That's all they've been taught, because they can't think on their own. That's why a lot of stuff that I do, they'll follow behind me and try to copy it. But some of the stuff I say, they can't copy. I'll take it a step further real quick, Mario. When I was fighting for Lassen County,
I like that, by the way.
people thought that I wasn't aware of what DMV was going through. But when she was part of our union, Latasha Brown was giving it to me. So I knew that I had to do something. And I said, I'm going to fight for everybody's job. Right now, it appears that Lassen County is the hottest issue. But if you notice lately, I've been telling people, and I said this in my campaign, you should never lose your job while under a signed contract if you belong to a union. That's bogus. So when you say in DMV they're trying to take jobs away, they don't hire enough people, EDD, they have the same situation, then what kind of contract are you signing? Are you signing a contract that gives them all the power? Or are you signing a contract that says, hey, look, this is what we're going to do, And we're going to try to negotiate with you, but you're not going to keep, quote, raping us. You know, our dignity will not be controlled by CalHR. And words like endeavor. This guy's so stupid, Richard Wake. He's so stupid. No one's going to lose their jobs in prison closure. If you belong to a union, just because they put you on the SROA list does not mean you're going to get hired, dummy, Richard Wake. How dumb can you be, Richard Wake? I'm glad you stepped down as DLC president because you don't have enough knowledge to do anything or to lead anybody anywhere.
And you can lose benefits after 120 days. You lose your full medical. I mean, I'm going on.
He doesn't listen. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that called me a chicken and a coward. But yet he won't come on Zoom and talk to me because I'll eat him up. See, he's on Facebook running his mouth. Remember, he was trying to challenge me when I was last year. But now, and when he did come on Zoom, I ate him up. He couldn't say anything. He was trying to find words. He needs to go back and maybe he should, put out a mail order and try to find some knowledge. Do a mail order.
That's why he was on union leave.
Maybe, Richard Wake, do a mail order and try to find some knowledge. Maybe that's where you can find some luck at, Richard. See, Richard, and here's the funny thing, because he has my name. And that's why I have to smile when I talk to Richard. I know Richard's a racist. I know that. But I still talk to him. I was in the military. I had people around me who I know were racist. But we were all going to die for the country together. That's why when me and Valerie got into it earlier tonight, and she said, I was called nigger in the military. Guess what, Valerie? I was too. But no one ever knew that until tonight. See, that's why I tell people, when they come and start talking at me, you better bring some friends. Because you got something to talk about, you better go to that barbershop and come at me with somebody. Because I got a lot to say. Because I'm motivated and I'm inspired. But back to what you said. We need to be a union, a labor union, not a political justice organization. And so when Bill is saying that
You need to be part of the political process.
he's a liar. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's a donkey or an elephant sitting up in office. As long as I got my money, as long as I got a strike fund, I will get that donkey or elephant's attention. Listen to this. He's such a hypocrite. Listen to this.
You'll kick him in the ass.
Hold on. He's such a hypocrite, Mario. When I'm over there, the staff works from home. I'm calling staff, hey, where you at? I'm working from home. Okay, I said, hey, I need to get this done. They said, okay, I'll do it. I said, okay, great. And then with their new contract for the staff and management doesn't do a contract over at Local 1000, but, rank and file staff does. Continue telework. And I said, hey, work from home 100% of the time. You know who you are. And I said, you don't got to come to work. Now, if you were part of the staff and you do job representation and that member says, hey, or even a representative employee says, hey, I need your help. I need you to meet me at my building, then get your ass to that building. But other than that, you shouldn't have to go to work. Why is that? Because Mario and to Local 1000 staff, I'm not a hypocrite. These so-called leaders you're working with now are, because they're making you come into work 2 days a week. At least that's what I'm being told. That didn't happen with me. See, there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's why staff had got so mad at Billy. See, they told you the staff didn't like me and I was abusing staff, but that was not the case at all. That was not the case at all. All right. So what was tonight really about? Was it about racism? Yes. Was it about the reality of racism? Yes. Is it the fact that we're living day to day, check to check? Yes. Because we don't get substantial pay increases because of the continuation of the childlike condescending contracts? Yes. It's unfortunate in the great state of California. But we do have problems here. I talked about voting tonight, and I'm the only leader, I'm the only person that you'll ever see show you their ballot and tell you how they voted on every single thing. You'll never find no one else in America that does that. But me. But me. Why? Because when I tell you something, you can believe in it. Yeah, you don't have to vote the way I voted, but I did say if you're voting for Gavin Newsom again, I'm not. You cannot let someone take money from you while you're under a signed contract and then you turn around and vote for that person. That means you like the abuse. You're not going to abuse me. I'm no one's slave. And I have my dignity. It's unfortunate that we don't have enough people in Local 1000. And Local 1000 is a majority white people. It's an unfortunate thing that the majority of white people who work for the state of California don't respect themselves and don't have enough dignity about themselves to ensure that when they vote and put a person in office, that they don't allow that vote to be silenced. At least those who marched on the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, they were wrong. They did it disrespectfully. They did it in an unpeaceful manner. But at least they were fighting. We have to acknowledge that. They were wrong in how they fought, but they were fighting. And that I respect. I don't respect the violence, but the fact that they would not go away quietly, that I respect. But yet, the same people who are trying them, and a lot of our people in our union who are supporting, prosecuting these people, these are the same hypocrites who are trying to remove me from office. Okay. Well, it's been fun tonight. I didn't know how tonight was going to go. You see, I got my red polo on. And I guess things got a little hot. But you know what? When Valerie called in, she said what she had to say. I said what I had to say. But I want people to see the interaction with different black people. And now you don't have to see it on a rap video. I want you to see their interaction. Because different black people look at things differently. We all want to be treated with love and respect, regardless of our color or race, but particularly black people because of how we arrived over here to begin with. But some things will get us going. And I'm glad that Derek brought up the fact about the Holocaust. Right now you see Kanye saying a whole lot of stuff. Whether he's right or whether he's wrong. To say DEF CON and then Jews right next to it, oh, Kanye, my Gemini friend. You got to explain it better than that. That ain't going to work. And I love Kanye. But we have to treat people with love and respect. It's unfortunate how this racism is running rampant with some of our leaders in Local 1000. But you guys have said that I was wrong on this, but I'm not wrong. I'm not. I know what I was called. I know where I was told to suck dick and eat dick. I was called a motherfucker. I was called a dick. They did the racial racial cartoons about me. See, y'all think I forget all this. But I don't. And I got record of it. And people are watching these videos. Anytime they're ready to come on my video, anytime, I'm already in court with the Bill Hall lawsuit. Yeah, I'm ready to go back to court. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I don't have an attorney. I don't have the money. So what? They think they can intimidate me and bully me. You can't scare me. You can't bully me. Maybe you have my house bugged. Maybe you don't. I'm sending you a message. Maybe you have my house bugged, my car bugged. Maybe you don't. Maybe you bugging people I talk to. Maybe you don't. Maybe you bugged the LA Federation office for a reason, hoping to catch me saying something. Please reveal that video. I want you to. I'm begging you to. Because whoever recorded them having that racial conversation, I know they recorded me when I went down there and met Ron Herrera. I know they did. I can't prove it. But my gut tells me you got that recording. But you couldn't catch me anything. Everyone has to talk to their coworker. And we have to spread the message The HR1 situation is not over with yet. I don't know exactly when it's going to end, but it'll probably end, I guess, sometime soon, I guess. With these, meritless, baseless charges, and they went out and got a black man to do their bidding as an independent arbitrator. I'm saying this to you over and over and over again, so you can't say that I didn't tell you. So that when people ask you questions about me, you can answer them really quickly. All right. So we're going to stop at 7:52 tonight. I want to thank everyone who has not given up on me since this, quote, illegal suspension. That means a lot to me. People say, well, how do you keep going, Richard? Don't you want to give up sometimes? Sure. And there's always times when we just want to just give up and throw our hands up and walk away. But to those people who voted for me, to the people who I've met, who have inspired me, I want to get back in there so bad so I can help you. So I can help everyone. And the best way you can help Americans, in my personal opinion, money. To me, that's really, other than the afterlife, for eternal life, it's your money. Once you have your money, now you can decide if you want to support politicians. Now you can decide if you want to go back to college, you want to buy a car, buy a house. You need your money. And you don't need a substantial pay increase. Then they give you offsetting deductions too. These people in Local 1000 has never told you what they're not willing to accept in the next contract. All they want you to do is nod your head, sit back, don't say anything, let them remove me. I'm going to tell you something. If they're able to remove me, then that tells them they can do whatever the hell they want to do whenever they want to. If you allow this to happen. How the stuff from LA City Council, how that got out to the news media, but yet I'm told to suck dick and eat dick, but yet you don't hear the President of the United States calling down saying, hey, Teresa Taylor, you need to resign. I want y'all to think about that. Why is that? Why is that? They talk about racism and how we're in this cancel culture, but yet I've been told to suck dick, eat a dick, motherfucker, a dick, a nigger. What more? How many more words they need? How many more words do they need? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So today is October 19th, 2022. I am Richard Lewis Brown. I want to tell everyone to keep your head up. This is still the greatest country on earth, regardless of the sexism and the racism and all the other problems we have. I want to tell people, be proud of who you are. If you're black, be proud. If you're white, I don't want your white guilt. I want you to be proud of who you are. Period. Latino, keep speaking Spanish. Do what you got to do. Don't be trying to dish me in the process, but give me respect. Let us all give each other respect and dignity. Let us all be proud of our race, our religion, our culture, our ethnicity. We should never be trying to demonize other people's beliefs. We shouldn't do that. I don't like demonizing Republicans. I don't like demonizing Democrats, but I will call you out when you're full of it. All right. October 19th, 2022 at 7:52. We're going to end here. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. Y'all have a great night. Good night.